How about we make some corn fritters? So what we have here is either use frozen or fresh corn. I have frozen. And this is 3/4 of a pound. And in there, I diced up fine 1/4 of a cup of green peppers and 1/4 of a cup of red onions. And there's still a little liquid from the corn. So what I'm going to do is strain that first. It's relatively simple. In here, everything is pre-measured. This is the batter. And in here, we have 1 egg, 4 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of hot sauce. You could put other things in there like thyme, garlic, whatever, but that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to add all the corn to that mix and hope that it should combine very nicely with it. Meanwhile, you have your skillet on the stove, just coating the bottom of the pan with oil. And we give this a mix, nice mixture. And as long as it looks like this, we don't want to have a very heavy batter. We want to have a lot of corn in hopes that it does not fall apart. This mixture is a little bit too light, so what I'm going to add is another egg and some more flour. So we've added, well, the total amount of flour now is 1/4 of a cup, and add 1 more egg, so it would be 2 eggs. Everything else remains the same. That mixture is nice. It's holding together, and we're going to drop a little bit into the grease to see how it comes up. I'm using a regular teaspoon because I don't want to make a large one. I'm going to make a small fritter at a moderate flame. And if it puffs up nicely and it tastes good, then we'll continue. Well, now that I've made adjustments to this, let's go for the timing. And let's go for 10 minutes. See the flame? Not too high. We want this to cook thoroughly, so don't have the oil smoking really. And let's just place them in there. Oh, how many people will this feed? Depending on how many. Well, each person should be able to eat 2 of these with no problem. Maybe 3. Depends on how much they like them. So we're going to wind up with, we'll see how many when we're done. Nice and easy cooking. So what we have in there is a total of 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of hot sauce. If you want to add a little garlic powder, you could. A little thyme, you could do that also. And remember, we're using fresh or frozen corn. And that's 1/4 cup of green peppers and 1/4 cup of red onion for the color. And the timer is set for 10 minutes, and let's see how nice and easy it's cooking. Nothing sticking. Always use a thick bottom skillet like this. If you notice the bottom, can you see the bottom? I don't want to tilt it too much. Anyway, there's a thick plate on the bottom. Never use a tin type of, you could use cast iron also. I just happen to like these stainless steel pans. Well, we reached the 4-minute mark. Let's see. Well, that's a nice light brown color. So we'll turn these over. Always throw it away from you. Tilt the pan towards you and turn away. This way you won't splatter anything on yourself, which I'm sure many people have done. turn it away, and away we go. Nice light golden brown. Oops, I turned it towards me. Very nice. Closing in on the 5-minute mark. Give it another few minutes and we'll be done. Well, after tasting the second batch of corn fritters, it's too much salt. So instead of using 1 teaspoon of sea salt, just use 3/4 of a teaspoon. Or if you're really against salt altogether, just use a 1/2 teaspoon as I originally put in there. But I'm pretty sure that 3/4 of a teaspoon should be good. Couple of more minutes, we're all done. Okay, let's go for 8 minutes at that moderate flame and we are done. You could also add a little chopped parsley into this also for color. You could put minced up basil, fresh basil in there too, for a different taste. Anyway, there we go. Oh, we're not done. Well, that's 3, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what we get out of this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the 2 that I ate, I think I ate 2. So you get about 18 corn fritters. Let's just say that's enough for 6 people because they're going to eat 3 each.